You are fired. Leave now before I call the police. Vanessa Grant threw Hannah's small suitcase through the iron gate. It landed in a puddle and burst open, leaving her clothes and several nursing textbooks soaking in the rain. In front of two security officers, Vanessa coldly accused Hannah of manipulating a vulnerable child. What she did not expect was that the child was already running out of the mansion to choose the person she trusted. "Lily!" Hannah shouted. The 8-year-old girl ran barefoot down the front steps without a coat, clutching a cream-colored teddy bear named Molly. She wrapped herself around Hannah, her entire body trembling. Vanessa ordered security to take her back inside, but Lily retreated toward the flooded street. Hannah immediately stepped between the girl and the traffic. "Do not touch her. The road is extremely slippery," Vanessa spoke through clenched teeth. "You no longer have the right to give orders in this house." One of the security officers stepped forward, then stopped when he saw that the water had already risen above Lily's ankles. Hannah did not try to take the girl away, and she did not use Lily against Vanessa. She simply held her arms out to shield the child from the rain and spoke slowly, reminding Lily that she still had the right to choose. In the distance, two headlights cut through the storm and moved rapidly toward the gate. Lily looked at them, then at the open mansion door behind Vanessa. She pressed Molly tightly against her chest and refused to go back inside. 3 weeks earlier, during another rainy night, Hannah had awakened to the sound of something falling in Lily's room. She found the girl curled up in the middle of the bed, breathing rapidly, with both hands covering her ears. Hannah did not rush forward to hug her. She sat on the floor, leaving enough space between herself and the bed. "I will stay right here. Tap once if you want me to turn on the light. Tap twice if you want the room to remain dark." After several seconds, Lily tapped twice against the side of the bed. Hannah answered with 2 gentle taps on the floor, slowly guiding her back toward a steady breathing rhythm. Only when the girl reached out voluntarily did Hannah move closer. The following morning, Hannah discovered that the zipper on Lily's backpack had broken. Vanessa said they should throw it away and purchase a new one, but Hannah knew it was the final item Olivia had prepared for her daughter before she died. Hannah sat beside the window, carefully removed every damaged stitch, replaced the zipper, and repaired the lining without removing the small fabric label bearing Lily's name. At breakfast, Hannah cut an apple into small stars the way Olivia once had. Lily studied the plate for a long time, then pushed one of the stars toward Hannah. It was the first time she had willingly shared anything with her. The small gesture made Hannah smile, but she did not embarrass Lily by praising her. Rosa entered the room, looking exhausted after spending the night caring for her husband following one of his treatments. When Hannah noticed that she had not eaten, she quietly placed her own dessert beside Rosa's coffee. "You need your strength to finish the shift," Rosa said. "Then we will divide it between us." A video call rang on the tablet. Ethan was calling from San Francisco. Lily immediately stood up and moved behind the kitchen door, but she kept her eyes fixed on the screen. Vanessa picked up the device first. "She does not want to speak with you today," she told Ethan. "The doctor says we should not pressure her." Hannah saw Lily gripping the strap of her backpack. Her lips moved slightly, but no sound came out. Vanessa ended the call. Less than a minute later, the communication history disappeared from the tablet. "Could you have deleted the recent call by accident?" Hannah asked gently. Vanessa smiled and placed the device inside a drawer. "You were hired to care for Lily, not to supervise family decisions. Do not confuse the child's attachment to you with the right to interfere." Several days later, Lily sat in the playroom, drawing the mansion behind a locked gate. Ethan stood outside, Vanessa held a key, and a black car was taking Lily away. Hannah sat beside her. "Where is the car taking you?" Lily looked toward Vanessa's temporary office. On the desk was a folder displaying a photograph of a boarding school. Lily pointed toward it, then panicked and tore her drawing in half. As Hannah bent down to collect the pieces, she noticed a tiny red light blinking inside Molly's ear. Lily immediately pulled the teddy bear against her chest, hiding it from Hannah's view. That afternoon, Hannah carried a container of paper down to the recycling area. A document caught against the side of the bin and made her stop. It was an enrollment application for Lily at a boarding school outside Seattle. Her admission date was scheduled for 3 days after Ethan and Vanessa's wedding. At the bottom of the page was an electronic signature bearing the name Ethan Cole. Hannah photographed the document. She did not confront Vanessa or use it as a threat. If Ethan had truly approved the decision, an accusation without sufficient evidence could make Lily even more frightened. Hannah needed to verify the truth first. She tried calling Ethan directly from her work phone. The call was immediately rejected. After checking several times, she realized that her number had been blocked. Hannah saved the photograph of the application to her personal account, then placed the paper document inside her pocket. As she passed Vanessa's office, Hannah heard her speaking behind the closed door. "Do not worry. After the wedding, the girl will no longer be here to cause trouble." Hannah stood completely still. This was no longer the impatience of a woman preparing to become a stepmother. Someone was planning to remove Lily from her own home while blocking every path that might allow the truth to reach Ethan. If Ethan had never received Hannah's messages, then who had been controlling everything he knew about his own daughter? The following morning, Hannah placed the photograph of the boarding school application in front of Rosa inside the employee area. "Did you know about this?" Rosa looked at the enrollment date, then closed the door. She admitted that Vanessa had ordered the staff to pack away some of Lily's clothes, books, and toys, but told them to say that her room was only being renovated. Rosa also opened her work journal, which recorded every time Vanessa had prevented Lily from calling her father and supervised every therapy session. Each entry included a date and time, blocked calls, locked doors, and Lily's belongings being removed. Rosa had recorded them as ordinary daily tasks, but when placed beside the boarding school application, they formed a terrifying plan. "Would you be willing to tell Mr. Cole?" Rosa tightened her grip around the journal. "She said she would replace the entire staff after the wedding if we opposed her. My husband is still receiving treatment. I cannot lose our health insurance." On another page, Hannah found a note about an envelope Vanessa had sent to an attorney's office, requesting a copy of the terms of Lily's trust fund. Rosa did not know what else had been inside, but the situation no longer resembled an ordinary educational decision. Hannah called Cole Technologies from Ethan's office. His assistant confirmed that his schedule contained no appointment, call, or approval related to a boarding school. When Hannah tried to ask about the electronic signature, Vanessa entered, ripped the phone from her hand, and ended the call. "We can call Ethan right now," Hannah said. "I will not accuse you in front of Lily. You only need to explain what happened so everyone knows that she is safe." Vanessa placed the phone on the desk. This was her opportunity to stop, but her expression only became colder. "You have crossed the boundaries of your position." She pushed a document toward Hannah, offering a higher payment and an excellent letter of recommendation if she resigned quietly. You need money to complete your nursing degree. Take it and leave. Hannah did not touch the paper. I will not leave until I know Lily is safe. Vanessa's smile disappeared. A nanny who has not even completed her degree thinks she can challenge the woman who is about to become Lily's stepmother? If I say that you made the child emotionally dependent on you and violated this family's privacy, who do you think people will believe? In the hallway, Lily stood holding Molly. The red light inside the bear's ear remained on longer than it had before. The moment Hannah noticed it, Lily quickly hid the teddy bear beneath her shirt. Her face was completely pale, but her eyes showed that she understood every word of the threat. That afternoon, while Vanessa was meeting with the wedding planner, Hannah opened Lily's tablet to check her schoolwork. Inside a synchronized cloud folder, she found a message Ethan had sent several days earlier. I will be home soon. I miss you. No one could ever replace you. The message had never been opened on the device. Hannah saved a copy along with the boarding school application. When she examined the file information, she discovered that the electronic signature had been inserted from an old educational authorization form. Ethan had never approved the new application. Someone had simply reused his signature to make it appear that he had agreed. What are you doing? Vanessa was standing behind her. She slammed the tablet shut, then called security and accused Hannah of accessing private information and stealing family data. Rosa rushed into the room as rain began striking the windows. Please wait until Mr. Cole returns. His flight will arrive in only a few hours. The Weather Service has already issued a flood warning. Vanessa had another opportunity to stop. Instead, she confiscated Hannah's work phone, canceled her access privileges, and ordered the staff to pack her belongings. In front of the employees, she instructed security to write a report claiming that Hannah had become disruptive and refused to leave the property. You are fired. The small suitcase was thrown through the gate and landed in a puddle. Hannah walked into the storm without resisting because she knew Vanessa could use any reaction to strengthen the false accusations against her. Inside the lobby, Vanessa bent down and spoke privately to Lily. If you run after her, the police will arrest Hannah. You will be sent away, and you will never see her again. Lily began trembling. But when she saw the security officers force Hannah outside into the rain, she hugged Molly tightly, ran out of the mansion, and placed herself in front of Hannah. Lily, get back inside, Vanessa shouted. None of the employees dared to grab a terrified child by force. Hannah knelt down to shield her from the rain, but she did not pick her up or try to take her away. I will not take you off the property, Hannah said slowly. You may stand beside me until your father comes home. She held both hands where Lily could see them, making it clear that she would not force her to do anything. Lily moved closer on her own, and Hannah turned her body to block the rain striking the child. Hannah understood that if she crossed the gate with Lily, Vanessa could turn an act of protection into an accusation of kidnapping. Headlights appeared through the storm. Ethan had returned early with David Mercer after his flight schedule changed. The moment he stepped out of the car, he saw the suitcase lying in the water, Hannah being kept outside the gate, and his daughter standing barefoot in the flooded street. Vanessa ran toward him. Hannah accessed private data, turned Lily against me, and tried to remove her from the house. Hannah did not fight to tell her side first. "Please take Lily somewhere warm before anything else. She is freezing." Ethan removed his coat, placed it around his daughter's shoulders, and held out his hand. "Lily, come inside with me. I will take care of everything." Lily did not move. She looked at her father's hand, then at Vanessa standing in the doorway. Finally, she raised her face. Her lips slowly parted. After nearly 2 years of silence, what would Lily choose as the first words she wanted to say to her father? Ethan kept his hand extended through the rain. Lily looked directly at her father, her lips trembling before she spoke clearly. "I will not go back into that house while Vanessa is still inside." Everyone froze. Ethan stopped breathing for a moment when he heard his daughter's voice for the first time in nearly 2 years. He stepped toward her, intending to embrace her, but Lily moved backward. "Let her decide how much distance she needs," Hannah reminded him. Vanessa immediately pointed at her. "She trained Lily to say that." "No." Lily pressed Molly tightly against her chest. "Hannah did not even know I could speak again." Lily explained that she had been able to speak for several weeks, but Vanessa had threatened that if she told anyone the truth, Hannah would be arrested and Lily would be sent to boarding school forever. Vanessa denied everything and claimed that Lily's trauma had confused her memories. Ethan looked at his fiancée, then at his daughter. This time, he did not ask Lily to remain silent while the adults handled the situation. David suggested that everyone move into the living room. Lily agreed only if Vanessa remained at a distance, and Hannah came with her. Ethan nodded and respected his daughter's conditions. Inside the living room, Lily pulled a thread along Molly's back, removed a small recording module, and handed it to her father. In the first recording, Vanessa's voice said, "Hannah is only someone we pay. If you do not behave, she will disappear." In the second recording, Vanessa said that she had deleted Ethan's messages because Lily needed to learn that her father had a life of his own. When the final recording played, the entire room seemed to turn cold. It captured a conversation between Vanessa and a financial advisor. Vanessa said that after the wedding, she would request joint authority over Lily's trust fund and use the boarding school enrollment as justification for changing the person responsible for Lily's care. "These recordings have been edited," Vanessa protested. David did not rush to a conclusion. He placed the recording module inside an evidence bag and requested an examination of the device, its timestamps, and the backup stored on Lily's tablet. Hannah provided the copy of the boarding school application and the message Ethan had sent, but Lily had never been allowed to see. "I am not asking for money or a position," Hannah said. "I am only asking that every decision from this moment forward place Lily's safety first." Rosa stepped forward in front of the security officers, the driver, and the household staff. She handed over her journal, documenting the dates and times when Vanessa had blocked calls, isolated Lily, and removed belongings from her room. "I remained silent for too long because I was afraid of losing my job," Rosa said. "I accept responsibility for that silence." David examined the records and confirmed that the signature on the boarding school application had been copied from an old authorization form. He also produced an electronic message Vanessa had sent requesting access to the terms of Lily's trust fund. Vanessa grabbed the computer and attempted to leave the room. Ethan ordered security not to allow her to take any device belonging to the family or the company. But he made it clear that no physical force was to be used. "Our engagement ends now," he said. "All of your access privileges will be revoked. These records will be transferred to independent legal counsel for an investigation into possible forgery, unauthorized access, and threats against a child." Ethan did not declare Vanessa guilty himself. That judgment belonged to the legal system. But she no longer had control over Lily or the evidence. David ordered every file to be copied in the presence of 2 security officers. The original materials were sealed so that no one could alter them. Rosa was formally recognized as a witness and protected from any retaliation. Ethan turned back toward his daughter. "I am sorry. I confused providing everything you needed with actually being your father. I cannot use my work or the pain of losing your mother as an excuse." Lily did not run into his arms. "I need time, and I want Hannah to stay." "I understand. I will prove myself through my actions." Hannah was publicly cleared of the accusations and invited to continue working. She agreed under 3 conditions. Lily would have an independent therapist. Ethan's schedule would include fixed time reserved for his daughter, and every childcare employee would be allowed to report concerns directly to David without fear of retaliation. Hannah did not ask to enter the Cole family under a new title. She wanted a system safe enough that the next person would not have to risk losing a job simply to protect a child. Several months later, Ethan reduced his business travel, attended therapy with Lily, and never pressured her to treat Vanessa or the mansion as something that was simply in the past. He learned to knock, wait for an answer, and listen, even when his daughter was not yet ready to speak. Hannah completed her pediatric nursing program through a transparent professional scholarship provided by the Family Foundation. She continued supporting Lily during the transition while maintaining clear boundaries and never attempting to replace Olivia. The family established a program called Olivia's Voice, which provided legal and psychological support for children and caregivers who discovered signs of manipulation or emotional abuse. One afternoon, as light rain fell outside, Ethan stood in front of Lily's room and knocked. She opened the door on her own, took her father's hand, and called Hannah over to listen as she read part of a story aloud. Her voice still hesitated at times, but no one rushed her. Lily did not find her voice again because of a miracle. She found it because one person believed her fear, and because her father finally learned how to listen. A house becomes a home only when the most vulnerable person inside knows that their voice will be respected. If you were Hannah, forced out of the house during a storm and threatened with legal action, would you have remained there to protect Lily? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for staying with this story. If you believe that love must be accompanied by courage and justice, please press the like button and subscribe to Stewart Stories, where we tell stories of love, hope, and justice.